And these two sides occupy very differing ends of the table. The Cherry and Whites retain just 3 players: wing Henry Purdy, fly half Billy Burns and flanker Lewis Ludlow from the team on Anglo-Welsh duty against Northampton last weekend. Scrum half Woody Heinz, skippers aside including England international Ben Morgan, whose new Gloucester contract was announced on Friday. England squad hooker Tommy Taylor starts for Wasps, being joined in the front row by captain Matt Mullen and tight head prop Phil Swainston. Elsewhere starts for centre Jimmy Gopperth, fly half Danny Cipriani and scrum half Dan Robson, who lines up against his former club. So let's take a look at some of the matchups. The front rows, about 20 kilos between them. Gloucester with the heavier pack by 5 kilos overall. The back rows, fascinating line-up there. Young, Thompson and Gaskell, 3 very promising players. None of them as young as they used to be, but however, they still are an awesome unit. And when you consider the likes who are absent for Wasps at the moment, that is a very impressive trio to be wheeling out. Lining up against Ludlow, Morgan and Rowan, it should be a fascinating back row battle this afternoon. In the backs, 2 of the most enterprising sets of backs so far this season. Wasps, of course, have scored the most tries of any club in the Aviva Premiership so far. 31 scored this season, and they can score them from absolutely anywhere. But those backs who've been going over for fun: Josh Bassett with 3 tries, Gopperth with 5, Eastman's just had 1, he's only had 1 start of course, Christian Wade with 4. Rob Miller's yet to score a try, but we've had 2 from Robson and 1 from Cipriani, so they are able to score tries right the way through those backs and in the forwards as well. Both these sets of backs, though, can unlock each other's defences. Well, Gloucester have lost their last 4 home matches in the Premiership, starting at the tail end of last season when they went down to Northampton. They've lost this term against Tigers, Falcons and Bath. This term their away form's been far better than at Kingsholm. They've drawn at Sixways and Sandy Park and won at the AJ Bell, losing narrowly at Franklin's Gardens the last time out in the Premiership. Wasps sporting their white strip this afternoon, led out by Matt Mullen. Christian Wade, the last man up the tunnel to make his way out on the pitch. Danny Cipriani looking to continue what has turned into a very fruitful relationship, playing at fly half with Jimmy Gopperth as his inside centre. Woody Heinz to lead out the Gloucester side. Those of you listening to David Humphreys will have heard him say how Kingsholm was back to its best in that Anglo-Welsh Cup match against Saracens, and he's asked for the same sort of atmosphere to be generated here this evening. The way the Shed responded to the squad jogging past them in a warm-up about 20 minutes ago certainly shows they're in good voice, but will the players put them in better mood and even better voice as this game develops?
Room for a small one.
So a minute's silence for Remembrance Sunday here at Kingsholm ahead of the game. Dean Richards will be our referee this afternoon, assisted by Roy Maybank and son McConnell. The TMO's David Rose. Dean Richards presiding over his 89th Aviva Premiership match. It will be Gloucester attacking from left to right. Billy Burns with the ball in his hands. The form guide suggests an away win for Wasps. 10th place Gloucester undoubtedly, though, possess enough ability to upset the odds. And the last time they met in the Aviva Premiership here at Kingsholm last season, it was a 13 points to 10 victory for the Cherry and Whites. Burns, the ball sails through to be collected by James Gaskell. And Dan Robson back here in his former employers. Calls for Young to offer him some protection to hoist up that box kick, which Josh Bassett chases down, and ball bounces back uncontested, and Robson actually manages to get on the end of his own kick, and then immediately Thomas in there. Thomas Young, of course. And another box kick attempted by Robson, this one slightly better weight on it, and James Hook is well marshalled by Bassett, but the Gloucester forwards quickly in there and win the ball back, so Heinz can get the ball back. The drizzle that was sprinkling down here at Kingsholm about 10 minutes before kick-off has abated, so Billy Burns wedges a ball towards Henry Purdy, who goes up and collects well. Great play from Purdy, one of several players to sign new contracts this week. Mariano Galazza charges forward, but he's lost it, and Tommy Taylor gets it back to Dan Robson, who sees that there is a little gap in behind the defence. The ball goes towards the touchline. Purdy picks up and runs back inside, where he looks to take on Eastman and Wade. Flick through again. Takes it away to Tom Savage on halfway. And Gloucester win the penalty. So Matt Simmons, the player who is penalised there. Billy Burns nudges the ball down into the corner.
Line's yours. Line's yours. How many? 6. White, that's your last chance, stay on the line. 4.
First line out, Hibbard looks to hit his man, goes right the way over the top, and Thomas Young was onto it very quickly, fires it across to Gopperth. Gopperth gets it to Eastman, Eastman to Josh Bassett. He's been in a rich vein of try-scoring form recently, Bassett. Scored on each of his last 5 appearances. Untidy ball to Robson, but he does well with it. Cipriani into the line at step Gaskell. Simmons now, and then Robson again. Cipriani. That kick is going to go straight to Henry Purdy. He wedges one over the top, although Cipriani had covered some good ground there to get back, and sends another ball spiralling into the Gloucester 22. However, that one is going to potentially run right the way over the line.
That's dead.
So
I'll look in the gap here.
They come back, and it will be a 22.
Get behind him. James, get behind you.
2 kicks to nothing there, really, from Danny Cipriani. The result is a Gloucester 22, which James Hook puts downfield, and it's collected by Guy Thompson, who's been one of the back row forwards of the season so far. Young. Quickly recycled ball again. Cipriani to Gopperth. Gopperth tries to delay that pass to Eastman, who eventually gets it out to Rob Miller. First chance that Rob Miller's had to run. Robson again. Tommy Taylor. Well tackled. Good hit on him from Hibbard. And Gloucester win the penalty again. Excellent work from Rowan to get in there.
All right.
Some ferocious tackling from Gloucester.
Oh, look.
Hibbard with this hit, which caused all of the problems. James Hook has signalled that he will be going at goal. Now, James Hook so far this season hasn't really taken up too much of the kicking duties. He's in fact only had 3 attempts on goal all season, because of course Greg Laidlaw is the preferred kicker. Laidlaw in action for Scotland later on this afternoon. As a consequence, just the one successful kick from
That's
James
fine.
Hook from his
If it's
3
still,
attempts,
I'm
so
not gonna get too involved, but
he'll be hoping
they
that with this
you line them
opportunity
up.
this afternoon he'll be able to
Favour both sides, of course.
up that percentage, which currently sits at 33%. Billy Burns, who is
About 5
able to
every
kick
week,
some of the
aren't they?
goals closer to the posts, with a slightly better kicking ratio at the moment, up at 67%. But Hook from this range would be the banker. Struck well and straight and just has enough to get over the bar. Gloucester take the lead.
There you go, then.
And it's rightful reward for a ferocious start to this game from the Gloucester defence. So Cipriani gets us back underway now. Collected by Tom Savage. Willie Heinz ready for the ball and sends that box kick up. Rob Miller's underneath it. Judge it that well, but he has Guy Thompson back inside to lead the charge.
Was a ruck.
Driven forward again up towards that halfway line. Cipriani. Little delayed pass to Goppeth, who gets it out wide to Josh Bassett. Cuts back inside. Robson. Held by Simmons, who manages to take them over the gain line. Cipriani off the right boot this time, and that is an excellent looking kick from Danny Cipriani. James Hook thought about trying to collect it, realised he wasn't going to be able to stay in play if he did, and then very intelligently allows the ball to run out, so Gloucester at least maintain possession. But a wonderful kick off the right boot there from Danny Cipriani to push Wasps into the 22.
We're not going fast, don't worry. How many? Stay 10.
Richard Hibbert missed his man on the first line out. Needs to find him here. Succeeds in doing so. Ball taken down by Ludlow. Not forward by Wasps, so advantage being played here for Gloucester. Willie Heinz.
In the line out, knock on. Scrum 15. Let's go, come on.
So first scrummage, as I was saying. Slight difference, 5 kilos between the two packs. It's substantial in the front row, 21 kilos, 22 if you put the front 5s together, with a fairly bulky Wasps back row. Restores the majority of parity between the weights between these two teams.
Crouch! Bind! Both back 5s just pushed everybody in, just holding your heels, please, guys. Just give me a bit of daylight. We're good there. Crouch! Bind! Set!
Ball in from Heinz.
Stay behind the ball.
Steady scrummage. Ben Morgan picks up and passes. Carried into contact there by Mark Atkinson. Manages to find a better field position. Heinz manages to scramble it away and find touch midway between the halfway and 10-metre line.
How many? 6.
First opportunity for Tommy Taylor to try and find one of his line-out jumpers. Mile, Gaskell, Young, all available. It'll be Gaskell who's used.
Move! Once!
Ball is formed and Wasps haven't been able to get a forward nudge on this, still going sideways. Tommy Taylor has the ball in his hands, now it comes back to Robson. Little flick over the top and Danny Cipriani goes herring after this. Sharples is back to manage to get the ball, but he's well tackled by Bassett. into touch, and a line out 5 metres short of the line with a Wasps ball. Gloucester under pressure here. Lovely little nudge off the outside of the boot there from Robson. An explosive acceleration from Cipriani. Bassett there too.
How many, sorry?
In the end, Sharple's really doing all he could.
6, okay. Yeah. 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 Guys, from the scrum. Danny, Jimmy, guys, scrummage, just make sure you're 5. Scrummage. We're just waiting, guys, no problem. It's 6.
And Morgan receiving
go on.
some treatment here.
Okay, yeah.
Signed his new contract on Friday. Keep him at the club for the foreseeable future.
Okay, I'm happy with that, yeah.
We'll be hoping that ties in with a return to the England fold as well.
6. Pipe on.
6 men in the line out for Wasps. Their best attacking position so far in the game. Tommy Taylor goes in, uses Mile, who collects, and the maul is formed, and they try to roll it round the front here. Good momentum from Wasps up to the line, over. Looks like a try will be scored. Dean Richards confirms it. As they peel away, Thomas Young looks as though he's the man who's got up. Phil Swainston, in fact. With the drive over, Thomas Young, the man with the try scored. So Thomas Young scoring his first try of this Aviva Premiership season. He scored 6 last term. It's taken him a while to get off the mark this time. Scored on the final day of last season, of the regular season, up against London Irish. Wasps' 32nd try of the season in the Aviva Premiership. Jimmy Gopperth, 80% on target so far this season. Push that one wide. Shake of the head.
Thank you.
Actually, interestingly, when he was warming up, Jimmy Gopperth sent several kicks wide of that post, but there was no stopping a very well-worked move.
Yeah, gotcha.
So Billy Burns with the restart collected by Gaskell, drives himself forward. And Gloucester need to find an immediate response here. They haven't spent very much time down in the Wasps 22, which will be a disappointment so far. Exit strategy employed by Wasps. Danny Cipriani takes play up to shy of their own 10-metre line, but it's not going that well for Gloucester in the line-out.
6. That's good.
A better one off the front from Savage. Burns into midfield, where Atkinson manages to bulldoze his way through a couple of tacklers. Heinz gets good recycle ball. Burns delays that pass delightfully. Not quite enough momentum to get Hook over the 22, but Galarza missed there, and then knocked forward by Wasps.
Good attempt to catch, hit the ground, then resealed it. Just a knock on.
Guy Thompson guilty of the knock forward. A little shake of the head towards Dean Richards.
Thank you. Give me a gap and I'll look at it. Yeah.
In the second set scrummage, Galarza's pass there.
Just keep the gap. Crouch! Bind! Set!
Heinz waits for the ball. It's now at the feet of Morgan. Sent it out again. Atkinson back inside. Lovely line of running there from Purdy. Carries himself up to 10 metres shy of the line. Ben Morgan up against Guy Thompson, who tackles him well. Heinz gets it. Burns.
Okay, play on.
Billy Burns flattened there by Gopperth. The ball comes back out. Atkinson delays the moving the ball out to the left-hand side. Purdy's waiting. They've got options. Rowan as well. Familiar cry of Gloucester rings around Kingsholm. Little nudge through there from Burns, which will bounce out into touch. There'll be a Wasps line out 5 metres shy of the line.
Bless you. Okay. Let's get it formed. Thank you very much. That's why we're settling down. You keep the gap. Yeah. Need discipline, guys. I suggest you go backwards rather than shout at me. Thank you. Just stay.
Ball collected beautifully by Mile. Robson flat pass to Thomas Young, who shrugs off one challenge, then a second. Goes to ground. And Robson will be able to get this back and get it clear as well. Useful looking kick, actually. Purdy feels it, thinks about the quick one, sees Christian Raid has managed to make his presence known, and then we'll come back to the line out on the 10 metre line.
Line's yours. Stay on the line, please. How many red? Yes? How many? 6. 6. Create your gap, red. In first, then a pause. Thank you.
Well taken by Galazza off the front of that line out. This time it's Gloucester's turn to try and work the maul.
It is a maul.
Controlled well by Paddy McAllister.
Same maul.
At the moment, Gloucester making some really good ground.
Advantage.
The penalty coming Gloucester's way. And in Richards.
Maul, yes. 5 knows what he's doing. That's 2 at the maul on the breakdown. Go and talk to him. Next time I might just do something a bit different.
Kenan Mile guilty now twice of putting down mauls, and the warning coming to Matt Mullen that if he does it again, he might do something quite different. I assume that refers to the yellow card being produced. The decision is not to go for goal. The decision is to go down towards the corner. Touch is found around 9 metres away from the Wasps line. If they can get that rolling ball to work as well again, they'll get over the line.
Step off. Step out. Good.
Through to the front of the line where Savage collects it, and the maul is formed, and once again Gloucester get it working really well. Rumble forward. Wasps get enough players back in to repel that drive forward. It's been stopped once, they can go again. Roared on by those supporters sporting cherry and white. Held up just short of the line at the moment. Willie Hines is looking for it. Has the ball available. Whipped out. James Hook shrugs off one, tries to bury himself underneath the Wasp players to get towards the line. Held up just short again. They drive once more.
Held up, scrum 5.
It is held up just short of the line. Dean Richards signals there'll be a 5 metre scrum. Gloucester have the put in, but they are battering up against this Wasp defence and the Wasp line as well. First time the scrum's collapsed this afternoon.
Both this side not in a good shape, head below hips, long feet. Let's make an, yeah, we'll come this way slightly. Don't want to create a big gap for them. Just so, bring your feet up, keep your head up, please. Still need the gap, guys. That's probably where it went wrong. Crouch! trained. Set.
Penalty goes against Wasps this time. Now, do they chip it to the corner once more, or take another scrum? The answer is they'll chip it to the corner. Well, the way that the maul has been working on their last 2 line-outs means that Gloucester will have high hopes that they'll be able to turn this into 5 points at least. Mile went for it, Gloucester claimed it, a maul is formed. Wasps a better job this time. But driven forward powerfully by the Gloucester pack towards the line this time, surely the try is scored. Worcester go back in front. And the crowd above anything else will feel that they hauled them over the line.
We just give a bit more gap on the pitch, so it's a bit far in already. On the next turn, just on the set, just gives it more.
Richard Hibbard, the man touching the ball down at the bottom of that pile. His first try of the season, and the last time he scored in the Aviva Premiership was against Wasps in March.
No, he's just had to come across, he's trying to keep warm, I think.
Well, there are definitely signs for concern as far as Di Young is concerned in the way that his team are dealing with the danger of the Gloucester rolling maul. So 1 from 1 so far for Hook. He goes 2 from 2. Definitely got his kicking boots on this afternoon. James Hook stretches the Gloucester advantage out to 5. The score as we go into the second quarter of this game. Gloucester 10, Wasps 5. Danny Cipriani gets us back underway. Ben Morgan, the player, underneath it, but he was bundled backwards, knocked backwards. Willie Heinz is now under pressure. And Gloucester need to tidy this up and get the ball away.
Drive up.
Hibbard, the man who just scored their try, drives it forward.
Stay last, feet guys.
Heinz. That one away, but Christian Wade is underneath it. About the first touch I think Wade's had so far this afternoon. Miller takes it into the contact. Cipriani looks at what options he has, realises that Eastman and Bassett up against 4 defenders probably wasn't a fair ask, and so drills the ball on the ground into touch, and there'll be a line out now for Gloucester just outside the 22.
Front row. He's okay, he's back row. How many please, Red? 5? 5. 4, step across. Thank you.
Ball collected by Gloucester imperiously in that line out, as he has done throughout much of today, and the maul once again drives forward. Heinz has the ball up and under. They've got a good weight on it. Bassett collects and then immediately is up against Sharples, but good footwork from Bassett. Sharples gets back and makes the tackle, but not after the Wasps winger has made some really good ground, and Wasps this time pick up the penalty.
Tackler's got to get out here, blocking the clear out. Otherwise, he was good.
Danny Cipriani with an excellent touch, taking play right the way down to 6 metres away from the Gloucester line.
Simon, just hold it so we're not running in. Make the transfer good.
Ball collected at the back of the line. Crossing in the line out from Wasps though, and they're penalised. Billy Burns with a nice free opportunity to get this ball away.
Metre line. Forming a wedge. Where you are? 5.
David Humphreys will be pensive as ever, but hopeful from what he's seen so far. Heinz has it. Set up and under again. Bassett again coming across to it, collects in the air and is taken down well by Jacob Ryan.
Use it!
Robson. Mile. Manages to drive his way towards that 22, and then Robson's kick, and there's too much on that. Heinz has the opportunity to take a look up, realise that Danny Cipriani was coming across well and hoist his up and under. Rob Miller. Robson. They're going to chase that one. James Hook comes up to collect it and takes it beautifully, and then dances round Rob Miller as well before running into trouble on halfway. Heinz has it. Sends it out to Billy Burns, who checks out the fact that they've got quite a big hole in the defence there. The kick wasn't what he wanted. Especially didn't want to pick out Jimmy Gopperth, but Gopperth slices that somewhat. And we end up back around halfway with a Gloucester line out.
Yeah. Okay. Player in the middle. Time off.
And the ball
First one,
forward
just put him in.
by Dan Robson, who collected it well. James Hook
getting
back into his forwards, driven forward, and then the ball coming out here, and it was shifted to Billy Burns, and he had a massive overlap outside him, but instead he elected to kick. And actually the kick wouldn't have been such a bad option if he'd managed to direct it more down towards the corner. As it was, went far too close to Jimmy Gopperth and was easily dealt with.
Okay.
And there was the overlap. 4 players against the one little forward in there, but just didn't get the right angle on the kick either. So
Happy?
It was a bad option, and it was poorly executed as well.
How many? Numbers, please.
Gloucester line out now that we get back underway.
Context is good.
By Savage. Needed some support. Heinz lifts it up and Purley goes scampering after it. Christian Wade was looking for it. Gloucester.
That's good, fine ball, fine.
Managed to. Well, they haven't managed to win it back. One back by Wasps, and then Robson chips it over the top. Purley again.
Outred. Stay free.
Hit up and under downfield, where it's collected by Gopperth to Miller. Miller decides to have a run. Miller meets a couple of players, then beats 3. Brilliant break here from Rob Miller. He's got options inside and out. He goes for Mile. Surely not the right option when he had Dan Robson, one of the quickest players on the pitch, with him. But still, Wasps have the ball. Eastman manages to shrug off one tackle, then get it out to Cipriani. Cipriani feeds the ball back inside. Losing a little bit of their shape there, Wasps, but Christian Wade has it before knocking it forwards, and the option goes. All starting here with Rob Miller's break, and Rob Miller has made a habit of clean breaks so far this season. But decision to go to his right rather than his left when he had both Robson and Young in support on that left-hand side. Slightly extraordinary one, going back inside to a lock forward.
Crouch!
And Christian Wade, said he hadn't seen much of the ball, those hands not looking particularly warm there.
Same as over there, guys, just maintain both shapes. Okay, just long bind for both of you then. Happy to go here, guys? Good gap that time, then. Crouch! Bind! Set!
Wasps penalised once again in the set. Matt Mullen.
Yeah. Just make sure you give me a gap then. Yeah.
Clearance from Billy Burns.
Line's yours.
Lancer misses one for the first time, and Young can ship it into the backs, and there's Guy Thompson carrying the ball forwards. Ripped away from him, but it goes to Cipriani. Cipriani to Gopperth, Gopperth to Eastman. Eastman, lovely hands. Miller to Christian Wade, who took man and ball at the same time there. Rode the tackle well. It was a high tackle though, and a penalty's coming to Wasps. Danny Cipriani tries to chip it over the top. And they will come back now for the penalty to Wasps.
Started and went up. Thanks, Greg. Started and went up.
Definitely some questions there about whether that pass was forward, but
6.
Cipriani didn't quite get the chip ahead right, but it knew it was a play to nothing.
Red hole!
Mile collects the ball from the line out.
Okay. Yeah.
Wasps looking to
Own player 8.
drive it forward.
Still there. That's once. No, it's not.
Gloucester put in. Huge defensive play there.
8 to the ground, your own player. 8 to the ground, ball down on the far side. Your player. Just work hard, guys. Crouch! Bind! Set!
Nicely picked up and then driven forwards. Atkinson
Tackle!
taking the crash ball.
Wait. Good.
Heights.
No, play on, not touched.
Well collected by Miller. Now Wade trying to get involved in the game. Billy Burns is there to make the tackle. Robson slow there with the offload, and Wasps with a lot to do here. There will be words from Dai Young at the interval, just on the way that they performed. They weren't actually that great against Newcastle in their last Aviva Premiership performance, even though they did run out winners by 31 points to 6. There were large swathes of that game where they were unconvincing. Advantage being played.
Yeah, jumping in the play.
Ball launched forward, Sharples goes chasing after it, Bassett takes it well.
Okay, in the air contact, we'll go back for the first one. Just an in the air contact, nothing more. Thank you.
And Tony Cipriani, the penalised player. Contact in the air.
Penalty. No advantage because the players are going to do exactly the same over there. Or did it better. Just a timing issue.
Tony Cipriani going up too early for it and then turning his back and jumping into the player. And that's what he's been penalised for as a consequence. James Hook will look to nudge this downfield.
That's a really daft one. But it's quite high, they're counting, okay? Count the goal. Yeah, just think.
Taken and went backwards from Willie Hines, so it's okay. Ryan with some work to do there. Hibbard bit between his teeth again and shrugs off Thomas Young.
He's out.
Makes just a couple of yards, picked up by John Afoa. He snipes round the edge himself. Hines again, drills it along the ground, finds a really good touch. Tommy Taylor picks out his man nice and quickly there, and the play to the gain line.
Post it.
Wilson has it again. Cipriani clears it away.
Yep. Okay. Just make sure you don't. Right. Right. Yeah. Okay. How many? Don't worry. How many? 6.
6 on the line up. But
advantage.
Just manages to get it back. It was knocked forward there by Wasps, so Gloucester have the advantage again. Hines.
Stay good.
To Afoa.
Advantage over.
Burns. Defence up so fast. Atkinson runs into the shoulder of Cipriani. Tackle is made. Hines goes again. Hibbard. Flowing blonde locks. Not rustling in the wind, but they're certainly building up ahead of steam. Good hand off round the outside. Penny Burns turns, nudges over the top. Little kick over the top, one bounce, and Wasps find themselves in exactly the same position they were in a moment ago, but on the other side of the pitch.
Different ball. Stay there with Red. They're not going to go, don't worry. Step out. 5. Red, step out. Red, step hold.
Untidy ball. However, penalty awarded against Gloucester as the arm was attacked by Mariano Galazza.
You got just on the last line out their ball. Don't come up early. Yeah. Line's yours. Yeah. Right.
Score still Gloucester 10, Wasps 5.
Timing's okay.
Simmons collects it at the front of the line.
Move!
Wasps got to get their rolling ball working. Robson knows he has to use it. Picked up and goes down that short side with Christian Wade, but Willie Hines was there like a shot to bring Wade down.
There's you.
Lovely little blindside break, but Willie Hines across so fast there. Great tackle. Gloucester not able to take it cleanly, but it's a push from Wasps, and it's a penalty to Gloucester. Great opportunity here for them to push this one down deep into Wasps territory and maybe get momentum built behind the rolling wall. A couple of minutes to go.
It's on the 15. On the 15. Got it? Yeah.
The choice is a shot at goal. Now, James Hook only just had enough legs on his kick, which was marginally closer earlier on in this half.
Very much so. Have to restart.
Might be wrong, but I'd be surprised if he has the legs. Willie Hines leading from the front for Gloucester so far this afternoon. However, 2 from 2 so far for James Hook this afternoon. Drop short, as predicted. Oh, coming clear through Bassett.
Tackle! Let it go, guys. Yeah, I got you.
Mile.
Not held.
Hobson, there's Gaskell and Young. As well.
Yeah.
And the time is the referees, so Dan Robson decides enough is enough. One try apiece then. Thomas Young opens the try scoring account for Wasps. It wasn't converted by Gopperth. That was all after a James Hook long range penalty. Richard Hibbard got Gloucester back in front, converted by Hook. It means the score at the interval here at Kingsholm is Gloucester 10, Wasps 5. Willie Hines leading Gloucester back out onto the Kingsholm turf for